I am not sure if I said this yet or not, but I have started peeling back all of the wiring. I got my caster camber plates in. They are not for this car, they're for a Fox body, but I just drilled and made them fit, and I don't really see the issue with that. If it becomes an issue, I'll buy $60 Mustang New Edge style caster camber plates. I didn't realize they were actually different. I thought a Fox was a Fox, so I got kind of carried away on that. The other thing is, graciously, I had talked about getting rid of this. Not that it's a huge concern, and some people said it fits no problem with the LS engine, but man, this is huge. This reminds me of an old muscle car, like gigantic, useless thing. And I had a 2000 GT with the Hydro Boost, and it was much more compact and nicer. And since I'm cutting all of the brake lines out anyway, a very nice gentleman on YouTube in the area said that he just did a complete manual brake conversion, and he would sell me extremely reasonably priced his entire Hydro Boost setup that he has. And I'm taking him up on that. So I got to remove all this too. As you might have seen, I cut the frame rails out. This is obviously not all the way back. I left myself some room, but I'm walking around this every day. So I pulled both fenders off, and I'm waiting for the kit to come in. Cody and Motorsports has sponsored me to do a front end kit. I heard a lot of good stuff about them. Posts on my YouTube. One of my friends, Andrew, used it recently and talked about how good it was, and I reached out to him and I said, hey buds, absolutely zero obligation. I'm going to buy what you have anyway, but what I have learned is to ask people if they want to sponsor, because more often than not, I get something and then people yell at me for not reaching out to them first. So the part of me that doesn't want to obligate people is learning that they want to be involved more than me sometimes. So I reached out to him, and he's like, I'm going to hook you up with a front end kit. You can show everybody how it is, and it'll obviously benefit all of us. So people will get to see it being used. I like obviously supporting smaller companies that know about sloppy. He watches my stuff. I was blown away. I'm always blown away at the amount of people that watch what I do, because I don't think it's that fantastic. But he's a small company. He makes an extremely good product. I believe his entire front end, like weld together front end kit's only $399, incredibly priced. And then it has adjustable upgrades and whatnot. I don't want to talk about it too much. I want to learn more about it, and I want to have it in my hands and talk to him a little bit more. But yeah, we're going to tube the whole front end, which is what I always wanted to do, was tube K, tube A's, and then tube what I call nose. So this is a tubular front end, and then what I call a tube nose is basically it's like roll cage tubing that holds the front end together, and it allows you lots of freedom to move around. So that's going on next. I'm peeling back all my wiring. Some guy just sent me a ton of diagrams for the front end wiring and whatnot for stuff I can get rid of. The only pertinent things like parking, braking, turn signals, headlights, which is essentially all I need. He sent me a diagram for all that. That guy's awesome too. So we're getting there, and I sliced this out, and I included the time lapse, and waiting for the tube front end, waiting for my converter face, and then I may or may not put the engine in very soon. I'm actually going to swap the cylinder heads. I'm waiting on a better set of cylinder heads than what I have, but I might just drop the engine in and see. The other thing I need to do is rust repair here. I don't know if I showed this or not, but this was badly rusted. I could put my finger through this. So I cut it out to where the metal's fresh, and then I wire wheeled the hell out of this stuff. And this is all clean. It's just like surface rust. So I'm going to replate that, even though it more than likely doesn't even need it. This side, similarly, just a tiny bit of surface rust. You can see I wire wheeled into this pretty deeply, and it's solid, but I just wanted to make sure, because this side you could just poke through, so I cut it to clean metal. And I bought Tractor Supply like farm equipment paint that's gray, and it very closely matches. Obviously for an engine bay it doesn't matter at all. but it very closely matches this. I bought a piece of steel from Tractor Supply. Also, probably overkill, but who cares? And I'm gonna cut it and fit it. I'm gonna make a cardboard. I always see people doing that, and I always say I'm going to, and then I never do it. But I'm going to install I'm gonna do a cardboard cutout. Actually, I should just probably like try to do as much of it as possible. Lay the plates on top of each other or something and just booger it all in here and then paint it again. Other than that, that guy's nice and clean. I had no steering rack bolts. I found some that fit. They're a little bit long, but that's okay because I'm probably going to do one of my aluminum drip pans that Harry made for me. The other thing I need to do is, if anyone has laying around, I gotta ask, if anyone has one laying around, a bump steer kit. I'm sure I'm gonna need it. The springs I have are probably good. If not, I have 2 whole other sets of springs. These are actually nice. I always buy the cheapy kits. Look at this, guys. Like, this even has a lockout. Like, you push the lockout pin in and then tighten the Allen key. And it has a channel here that locks the collar. It doesn't have like the 2 or 3 collars that lock together. You spin this big boy and then you just push the pin in and tighten it. That's nice. I think these are Vikings. The springs probably are going to do pretty good. I guess we'll see once most of the weight is back in the car. It's obviously going to be pinned up pretty heavily most of the time. And then have this apart again. We're trying to make this car absolutely 100% and then parking it in the driveway. It had the Volkswagen people might know this. It has what's called the crack pipe. This was already swapped out with a really nice Black Forest Industries aluminum pipe, but then the housing was cracked, and the part that goes across the block was cracked off too. So it was leaking coolant. She took it to like 3 places and it started pissing coolant. So we did another entire new everything, and I threw it together. Everything on here was RTV'd to hell. So it's all O-ring. So I'm like, well, I just threw it all on and then I put it back together and then I went to fill it and it started peeing coolant all over the place again out of like the thermostat housing, which is this guy. This is supposed to pinch up against an O-ring on the thermostat. Thermostat goes in here, giant O-ring, and then this pinches it. Dude, it still leaks. So I'm like, well, now I understand why people RTV them, even though they're O-ringed. Took it all back apart, drained the coolant system, RTV'd everything, put it back together. Now it's holding, and it used to leak brake fluid. And it was this clutch line. A friend of mine gave us hose, but apparently it's not brake line safe, and it was just seeping out. So I bought this stuff off Amazon. It's like BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, clutch, master, cylinder, whatever, feed hose. So that's the brake reservoir that has a nipple that feeds the clutch master back in there, and that was leaking. And then the coolant was leaking afterwards, and it was just a giant, an escapade of slight drips that has taken a long time. Got to get this guy 100%. The G is doing good. I got the intake swap for the G going on right here. I got to bring the G in, and then I have an 8-rib belt. I put a 6-rib on it. I got the 8-rib belt now and an 8-rib idler bracket with the V-rib in it. And then as soon as Ackerman does or does not need these plates, they're going to go up for sale, my blower adapter plates. And then more and more and more of this thing is going to happen, just how it is. Going to have to dive into a lot more of the wiring, get the front end on and straight, blah, blah, blah. Get the motor in. And then a friend of mine, Brandon Furchess, says he would help out with the turbo kit. So I'm curious to see what our plans are and how that goes. Got to get the turbos going. And then there's literally a ton of things. I got to drop, like, my buddy Jace is building the rear end. This is not the rear. This is a 7.5 stock rear. I bought an 8.8 and I dropped it off with Jace, and I should post some pictures in this video of how much it was bent and he had to straighten it. And I just was like, what does it cost for you to do some baller stuff to this rear? So I definitely have to show you. He welded in He cut the ends off and put 9-inch end housings on, and we're going 35 spline axles on a spool for now. I probably will put some sort of wave track or some kind of more street-friendly differential in it. If the turning radius happens to be that of a Suburban extended cab thingamajig, so if it's bad, I'll work on it. If it's not, I won't care. It has adjustable upper and lower control arm. It has those control arm mounts that are like this long, and it's just a series of holes so you can move the control arms. I don't have a rear suspension setup as of now. I think I might swap it to a single coilover, which might be nice. So again, if you're a vendor and you want to get in on this, we'll do a single coilover in the back, or I'll just do what I have. Coilover, gas tank, got to start ripping into the interior, but figured I'd get the motor and mostly that stuff in and done. But if I get stalled out on that, it's time to start tearing the interior apart also. But yeah, G35, almost done with making it mostly back to normal. This car making headway on a lot of things, ripping it apart. You know, sometimes you got to go back down to go back up. So that's what this thing is doing right now. But pretty clean car. Everything else I'm happy with. It was definitely satisfying to cut. It's funny to have a car where like the tires are the farthest thing in the front, for sure. It's definitely an interesting experience. So, quick update. Thank you. Bye.